What is up, guys? This is Oliver Watson here at Oliverse. It is currently 2:45 in the morning as of this recording, so I do deeply apologize. Anyways, I'm going to do a comparison video between the iPod Nano 4th generation and the 7th generation. Now, the iPod Nano 4th generation OS is pretty basic, but it's also very advanced for a media player such as this one. So I think Apple outdone themselves, and I think they did great. Same thing with the iPod Nano 7th generation OS. Now, it's not iOS even though it kind of looks like it, but while it is running its own proprietary OS, I think they did a great job incorporating it into an iPod Nano, and it works phenomenally, and it works very well for a screen size like this. Now, the iPod Nano 4th generation allows you to seek through a song, rate a song, and put a song on shuffle by clicking the center button continuously. Now, on the iPod Nano 7th generation, you don't have to click any buttons because everything is just right there. I mean, you can just tap on whatever you want, and everything works phenomenally. Video playback on the iPod Nano 4th generation works like a charm, and it works pretty much the same way as in music. When you continuously click the center button, you can seek through it, and you can change the brightness. Now, the video playback on the iPod Nano 7th generation is even better because of that bigger display. Now, just like the music, you don't have to continuously click buttons in order to get to your controls, as your controls are already on screen for you to use them. Now, scrolling through photos on the iPod Nano 4th generation does work like a charm. You use your click wheel to scroll through them, you control the speed, and once you find a photo that you like, you can just select it using the center click. Now, the photos do look very nice on the screen. However, one thing that always kind of bothered me was the fact that you can't really zoom on the iPod Nano 4th generation. Now, this iPod Nano 4th generation does have an accelerometer, so you can look at photos in landscape mode, thankfully. Now, another improvement in the iPod Nano 7th generation is scrolling through photos is amazing. You can go as fast as you want, and once you select it, obviously there's an accelerometer, so you can also look through it in landscape mode. And, get this, you can zoom. Isn't that awesome? Now, going inside of extras in the iPod Nano 4th generation, you have a world clock, and you also have a calendar, in which the 7th generation doesn't have for some reason. I always thought that was kind of weird. Also, get this. You want to know what else it has? It has games. Yeah, you heard me. This thing has games. I think that is awesome, and I don't want to brag or nothing, but I'm pretty good at Vortex. Unlike the 4th generation, the 7th generation unfortunately does not have extras, nor does it have games, but it has a much more advanced settings, and you can also change your wallpaper pattern if you want, which I think is pretty dope. Also, the iPod Nano 7th generation does have its own dedicated clock app, which is really nice, and it works great. Also, you get custom watch faces, which I think is awesome. Nike plus iPod works very well on the iPod Nano 7th generation, which is unfortunately something I couldn't get working on my 4th. The general settings on the iPod Nano 4th generation are pretty basic, same thing with the 7th, but they all work, thankfully. Also, one little tidbit about the iPod Nano 4th generation is that you can actually customize what you put on your menu, which I think is pretty damn sweet. On the iPod Nano 7th generation, instead of having to go into settings just to change things up a bit, you can just go on your home screen, enter wiggle mode just like you would on an iPhone, and customize your home screen to your heart's content, which I think is pretty cool. Overall, both of these iPods are pretty damn awesome. I think it's really fascinating to see how much the iPod Nano has changed from 2008 to 2012. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my first comparison video. Remember to keep on and rock on. Peace.